This is the Afternoon Buzz Rewind Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Thrash. Join me for the Afternoon Buzz weekdays from 2 to 7, only on Real Rock Radio, 106.3 The Buzz.
What's your rewind?
The Cowboys have a new offensive line coach named Paul Alexander, and he sounds like a pretty interesting dude. He wrote a book back in 2011 called Perform, and in it he said that he grades players by watching how they get ketchup out of a bottle. In a passage from the book that's making the rounds online, he says, quote, "Are you the type of person who knows why the number 57 is etched on the neck of a bottle of Heinz ketchup? Typically about 5% know the answer." I do know that one, actually. Being honest here. Now, it's placed at the precise spot that if you tap it gently when the bottle's tipped, the ketchup will flow right out of there. He said when he sees a large football player turn a bottle of ketchup upside down and pound at its heel with tremendous force, yet with limited success, he immediately makes a mental note. He must either play defensive line, or if he plays offensive line, he can't play for me. So if you're an O-lineman and you're hoping to play for the Cowboys someday, you're welcome. Bad Wolves are a new band, but there are no rookies in that band. They've all been doing it for years, and Loudwire pointed out in an interview with them that the industry can grind you down if you're in a band and stuff doesn't happen, and they asked if they ever felt like quitting, and Doc Coyle, formerly of God Forbid, said for him it's not a want, it's something that burns inside. It's almost like a possession or something, you know. For him, he said he feels like there's not really a choice. It's just what he's compelled to do. You keep going. And he said it was never like he needed to be at some level. He just wanted to do great things with great people, and I get that, man. I mean, I don't play in bands anymore because the radio thing kind of scratches that entertainer, creative itch, but pretty much all of my other musicians friends, they're not showing any signs of stopping, and I don't blame them. It's just what you do.
Another Nonsense Minute, brought to you by 106.3 The Buzz.
Facebook for Dummies. Facebook is a social networking site, so you can share news no one cares about.
I'm pregnant!
With friends you've never met.
Hey.
Here are some tips. Don't accept a friend request from your mom.
Oh, hey, it's Mom.
Unless you want her to see all the pictures of you lap dancing drunk for Japanese businessmen last Halloween.
Oh, dear.
At some point, someone you don't give a crap about may send you a poke. What they're saying is, please notice me. I am lonely and sad.
What?
And drunk.
Hey.
If you're in a relationship, and it's not complicated,
You shut up.
you are not in a relationship. When it's your birthday, hundreds of strangers will wish you happy birthday. Some guys may send you penis pics. If you post an ultrasound of your unborn child, somebody will inappropriately comment,
LOL, that's gross.
or,
Any idea who the father is?
or,
Did you check for Downs?
so instead, Instagram a hilarious photo of your cat. Have fun Facebooking, but don't buy Facebook stock. This has been Facebook for Dummies.
Eric Kretz was asked if STP ever considered changing their name after Scott Weiland and Chester Bennington died, and he said no, not at all. Now, he was then asked if he'd heard about fan backlash, said he didn't hear it. He read about it, but he didn't hear it. You know, nobody would say that to his face, but the little trolls would be online doing their thing. And yeah, I mean, I would feel differently personally if Scott Weiland were still alive, mostly because he had a stake in the name. You may remember it wasn't just Stone Temple Pilots when Chester Bennington was in the band. It was Stone Temple Pilots with Chester Bennington. They had to do that legally. Now that he's passed, I personally don't have any problem with him continuing on as Stone Temple Pilots. One of the things about doing this job here is you have to learn how to grow thicker skin. I mean, haters are going to hate. There are going to be people out there that are going to talk trash. So you can imagine, you know, I'm just a local DJ here on a local radio station. Imagine what it's like for a band like Godsmack that's been around for 20 years and they're all over the place. Well, they were asked in an interview what one thing that the haters have to say about them that gets to them, and here you go.
We suck. Do we sound like Nickelback? I don't know.
That's the one. We sound like Nickelback. Whoever said that is ridiculous.
Yeah, I have to agree with them. They sound nothing like Nickelback. Even the more commercial stuff. Yeah, not hearing that one.
Another Nonsense Minute, brought to you by 106.3 The Buzz.
He once put his junk in a vacuum hose. Indians call him. Dances with hamsters. He belongs to every porn site. He is the horniest man in the world.
I don't always watch porn, but when I do, it's Tres X.
Dio Disciples were put together to pay tribute to Ronnie James Dio. Now, while it started as a touring thing, the band are actually gearing up to record an album. And here's the thing, it's not going to sound anything like Dio. It's going to be a very distinct thing. They have a lot of good ideas, but they really want to make the band have its own stamp. At the end of the day, they're set to start recording in September, and we will see how everything turns out. Read more on our free app or at 1063thebuzz.com. Bush, Stone Temple Pilots, and the Cult are heading out on the Revolution 3 tour this summer. The closest date to us is in the Houston area. They're playing Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion in the Woodlands on Thursday, August 16th. Gavin Rossdale of Bush, he was chatting with fans on Twitter, and he said that touring has made their approach to new music heavier and that it comes from an angrier perspective. And he said that while they're always working on new music, they're planning to hit the studio with the songs they have written now not long after that tour wraps up. We'll keep a close eye on it for you and keep you up to speed.
1063 The Buzz presents Nonsense Minute.
You're funny. So what are you studying in college?
I'm studying the human genome.
The what?
The human genome.
They're called gnomes. They live under mushrooms.
What?
The G is silent. Even I know that. They're like Smurfs.
Are you stupid? Millions of people suffer from being a dumbass. Well, now there's help. Introducing books.
It's like Scoob backwards. Scooby snack.
Books have words in them that say stuff.
So you're saying if I get some bacon,
Books.
they will help for me to know stuff more of?
Yes, Yoda.
No, I was doing Scooby-Doo. Scooby snack.
Books.
Maybe you should eat some books.
Get one today.
There's more than one?
It's well documented that Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart was inspired by Nikki Sixx's Overdose in '87. Steven Adler was talking to Triple M about that, and he claimed that he was responsible for saving Sixx in a hotel room before the EMTs arrived, even though he has no problem with the other story that's being told. All right, Sixx wrote about the paramedics taking a syringe and kind of doing the Pulp Fiction thing where they just, jammed it right through his chest there. Well, Adler said they didn't do that. He dragged him into the shower with a broken hand and a cast on his hand. He rolled him in. He put cold water on him in the shower and started slapping him in the face with his cast. And he said the next thing you know, the purple in his face just disappeared. And right then, the paramedics came in and they grabbed him out of the shower like a rag doll, dropped him in the living room, and just pumped his chest with their hands. And that was it. But he got a hell of a good song out of it, he says. It is entertainment, after all, he pointed out. Get the full story on our free app or at 1063thebuzz.com. Hey, thanks for checking out the Afternoon Buzz Rewind podcast. Join me, Johnny Thrash, for the Afternoon Buzz, weekdays from 2 to 7 on Real Rock Radio, 1063 The Buzz.